we talk about freedom of speech, we are talking about something substantive, and we're not simply talking about a formal notion of freedom of speech. And those who would call for the right to speak freely in order to openly uh, uh, prevent others from having rights and liberties that are guaranteed them by the Constitution. I mean, I think that is a contradiction in terms. I mean, if you're going to allow somebody to be free to advocate genocide, if you're going to allow somebody to be free to organize genocide, to organize murder and racism, then that doesn't make any sense at all. I think it's very clear.
And against discover sees that his cities are being burned. What do you say to the white man who looks around and sees that his cities are being burned, feels his own self threatened? What do you say to him? I say that he should look into the situation and discover the cause of the activity that results in burning down buildings and in the spontaneous outbursts that we call riots, and which other people call uprisings. That white people organize themselves outside of the Democratic Party, outside of the Republican Party, and to move to destroy and eliminate these parties, and to establish new political machinery that is not wedded to the interests of exploiting corporations and exploiting businessmen who are profiting from the status quo. To understand what's going on in this country, and understand that Black people are moving for their liberation, that they want their freedom, and that they intend to get their freedom, and that the reason the whole situation is taking a turn towards violence is because the government is not being responsive to the legitimate demands of Black people.
David Hilliard. The sandbags that you have underneath the window, there are steel plates behind those boards, behind you. You really feel you need them?
I'm most certain that we need more than the sacks of the steel that you see here.
Do you have weapons here?
There isn't any visible. If we have weapons, they're legal. We advocate the right to have a shotgun, which is legal, in your home. This is our office. And those guns are to protect our lives against the racists.
You wouldn't show them to me here.
Well, there's no need. You know what a shotgun looks like, man.
Mr. Hilliard, the Black Panthers have been selling a Christmas card the last month or two. It's a picture of a black man talking to his son. He says, "Son, what do you want for Christmas?" And the son is answering, machine gun, shotgun, a box of hand grenades, a box of dynamite, and a box of matches. Obviously, the implication is that you're teaching young people to want those, to use those, but to use them on whom?
Well, first of all, we do not teach young people that kind of education in the schools, in our liberation schools.
Purpose is served by talking of shooting your way into the Senate of the United States, taking off the head of Senator McClellan and shooting your way back out. What purpose is really served by that kind of talk, and what would be accomplished?
The goal is to take Senator McClellan's head. Now, the process of getting his head has to rely on a strategic technique. I mean, I can't just walk in and take his head and walk out. You see, I have to get past the guards and get past those who might try to protect his pig head. So to me, I think that would mean shooting my way in and shooting my way out, because I wouldn't want to go in, take his head, and just sit there.
But right now, we are at the point of trying to understand. When the American people hear that you want to shoot your way into the United States Senate, take off the head of a senator.
And take off the head of Richard Nixon. You see?
What does that mean? This is rhetoric?
This is not rhetoric. I'm telling you that
Richard Nixon, J. Edgar Hoover, Senator John McClellan, et al., not just them, but all of the pigs of the power structure have to be apprehended. And I feel myself, you see, that the fate that they receive will depend upon the resistance they put up.
But you don't have the legions, you don't have the guns to do the job. You'd just be committing suicide if you tried it.
Once upon a time, I didn't have any guns at all, you see. You see? So it's a process of developing the ability to carry out your intentions.
Then you're serious. This is not just rhetoric. You really believe that eventually this can be done.
I think that it must be done.
And Eldridge.
What is good, my people? We are still live, YouTube. Back with another live broadcast. And let me go ahead and put the link in the chat now, because I do not intend on even coming on here today. But I do have to let y'all know how YouTube is putting a strike on my channel for the and I knew that was gonna happen. That's why I premiered the video, because I knew they was gonna do that. Because apparently, right, it's hate speech to talk about self-love for Black people. That's hateful to other people, and I'm aware of that. And let me say this, I'm passionate, but I'm not even mad, because I see it as an honor, like just little old me, I'm just over here trying to do my own thing. And they warrant my speech enough to be banned. And that's why they've been messing with my channel for a long time, a very long time. If you go look on my channel and you go through the list, then you will see like when it started. As soon as my channel started growing, people sharing those videos, because those videos that I put up, those are the videos where a lot of people are used to. That's what I started doing when I first started YouTube. And I still do them, but I just have to do them on this channel, and this is why. But that's why it's important for us to have what's up, Jerome? To Anchor. The problem with a lot of platforms is like the files for the videos that I make is so big. I gotta find a way to either make the file smaller or find a website that can hold it. And that is the one thing about YouTube. They have enough money to where they can hold videos of any length, of any kind. But that's the whole reason why we need to get our own stuff, first and foremost. But I want y'all to understand what we dealing with, right? And this is why YouTube is going to eventually meet their end like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Now, I could get on here and argue with other Black people, try to make it something that is not, call people out their name, right? Make diss videos about somebody, as long as I'm going at another Black person, of course. But you speak up against another community, then magically your stuff is erased. Now, this is the power that other communities have. And, we get mad about it. But I'm saying, like, we should be doing stuff like that. How come we not shutting down people who disrespect us? Not to say what I was doing was disrespectful to them. And I don't care if they felt if it was or not. Because I did another video on Jewish people a long time ago. Right. And same thing happened. Right. The first time, I'm pretty sure they were already on it. They were watching, because it went down right after the live premiere. That's why nobody's never seen that particular video. But, this time it took them like 2 days to find it. But they definitely watching our channels and watching what we do. What up, Bakari? I put the link in the chat for anybody who wanted to come on. But yeah, I definitely gotta check out the Anchor. Jerome Davis was talking about. This is the same country that claims to be a Christian nation, whereas Cody Carnes to call out the racism against black people in the name of Jesus. I guess he's a white preacher or something like that. But I mean, who is going to? I mean, they enslaved us. Like, let's be real. The Doctrine of Discovery, one of the first things that they did was a religious document, and it said if you didn't believe in their God, their deity, if you ain't bow down to their laws, that made you a savage, right? And then they graduated to 3/5 of a human in their constitution, but you can't talk about it because of course, it'll be it'll be hate speech. What's up, Bakari?
What's going on, Forecast? How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, bro. They try to, that's why I stopped putting them on there. They try to take out my channel, but guess what? I'm still live, bro.
Yeah, they hold on one sec. Yeah, I see. So they call your one speech hate speech, your one video hate speech and racist. You know, anything we do is gonna be considered racist, right? But anybody can say and do anything to black folks. So that's why I agree when you say it's things that we need to stop doing to one another, right? Now, this also go back to the point where everybody's talking about when you hear people talking about get rid of the racist judge off the case where it was Europeans versus Europeans, right? But don't none of those people come and want to try and come to black folks' defense. I think we need to be prepared for a lot of stuff that's about to happen. You understand? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I think we need to be prepared for a lot, especially now with the black man just driving allegedly
Yeah,
drove his
somebody.
car into the parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Ironic.
So what we need to do while we're here on YouTube, I think that's the beauty of what we try to do, right? We truly try to bring unity. We don't want the divisiveness. We don't come trying to tell you your ideology and all that stuff is wrong. We truly want togetherness, right? And what we are about to what we have been going through, we should have known we needed togetherness, right? But I think what we are about to go through, well, and a lot of people might not even see it economically, going through businesses, what we are about to go through is about to get even worse. And if we don't hold each other up, right? If I don't stand behind you and hold you up, this country, this system, everything about it, and everybody living in it will push you down, but will knock you down. But since I have your back, so I won't allow you to fall. We can't say nothing, but they can come at us. That's one of the reasons I always say on this YouTube and everywhere, calling one another the N word. Then we think of reasons to call each other the N word. You notice how nobody else accept disrespect like that, right? No one else accept it, but we accept it and make excuses to use it. We make excuses to disrespect ourselves, right? So for the people right now that's watching this, right, they need to understand what we're talking about. They need to understand what we are doing, not what we're attempting to do. It may not be 2,000 of us, right? You won't have 300 people in the chat right now, right? But it's still what we're doing because we might be small, but we know we're together and we know we have one another back. And that's what we need to start. See, these are the videos that black people need to go viral. We shouldn't wait for YouTube to put you an algorithm so you can go viral. But we don't want this to go viral. We want the debates to go viral. We want all the negative talk about other black people to go viral. We want the videos about black immigrants, African immigrants coming to this country, to go viral. We want the whole world to see our hatred for one another. We want those to go viral. But if we want true unity and want this type of stuff to stop to one another, we have to make our videos go viral. We have to share these videos with everybody everywhere, so people can understand that there's some black people out here that stand by what they say, and we truly want unity. And that's the only way it's going to stop, if we stick together. I get the mic.
Yeah, you're right, and that is the only way it's gonna stop, and that's why I be telling you how this is how deep it goes, because this been going on for like almost 2 or 3 years on my channel, and I know other people been on there, like Bakari, we be talking all the time, like how it be like, say it's 2 people in there, but it's like 4 on the panel and like 6 people talking in the chat, and it say 2 people, like that's how YouTube gets down. Like people was sharing my videos, like the videos that I was making. That's how I was getting all of these subscribers like kind of quickly, and then it just stopped. You know what I'm saying? You can literally go back and see the time frame. Like if you look at like my largest video, like somebody, I don't know how, but it was getting shared so much, it got to like 340 something thousand within like a few weeks, and then it just stopped. You know what I'm saying? Like they put a restriction on it that said you had to be a certain age, and then you couldn't watch it in certain countries, and people still watching that video. I don't even know where is that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody is sharing it somewhere. I don't even know how. But then if you go down the list, you can see it right around like 2 years ago, like it went from like 20,000 like every video to like 10,000 to like 5,000 to like 1,000. And that's when I'll start trying to find these other outlets, you know what I'm saying? Like thinking about like just even like making a news thing. I mean, not a new a mailing list, you know what I'm saying? And now we kind of got the B1 list at gmail.com. So we got that now, but I'm still trying to find a way to be able to like have all of this stuff, because everything that I did, I have it like saved, and I want to eventually like put it out there. But the way that they get down and how they manipulate it, of course they're going to do that. We can't expect any different, but they want to see people arguing. And I don't know if they're calling in for, let me see. Hello?
To accept, press 1. To send a...
Hello?
Hey, this is a Forecast Radio.
Yeah.
You know what drives me crazy as a black person?
Hey, hold on. Bakari, can you hear this?
Hold on.
Yeah, what they said?
What's your name? What's your name?
I'm Jerome Davis.
Jerome Davis.
One end of the chat.
Okay.
You know what drives me crazy, even as a Christian? When other white Christian artists don't speak up, like the Cody Carnes and the Cherry Joes, yet they say they care about black people. How do they respond when their black friends told them that, this white person racially harassed me or tried to racially profile me? What were they saying? How did they respond to it? Don't you think they would be the first ones to be on the front lines to fight for the rights of black people? Since you care so much about black people. And I remember one time there was an article I looked up, they were, Kerry Jobe and Cody Carnes, they were at the White House with President Trump. That did shocking right there. How could you say you're a Christian but yet you support a racist president who hates black people? Who condones racial violence? Shouldn't you be saying, in the name of dear white people, in the name of Jesus, leave our black brothers and sisters alone? They didn't do anything to you. They didn't rob you. They didn't shoot you. They're not trying to hurt you. Don't you think that'll be the words, the first words? If they so cared about us as black people, as black Christians.
Yeah.
See, this is what drives me crazy. How do I know that there are good white people out there? Where are they at? Where are the good, honest white Christian people at, who truly care about black people, who don't treat you as another black person, who treat you with love and compassion, which the Christian doctrine should teach? Says on paper, but you don't do it in action. Doesn't it drive you crazy?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks for calling in.
You're welcome.
All
Makes me angry.
Yeah.
None of these white worshipers don't even say it's telling white clergy members to leave black people alone. Where are Cody Carnes and Terry Job at? Since they say they have black friends. You know, this is spread a message to all of us black folks as Christians. Not even we are safe. Look what Martin Luther King was a Christian. Look what they did to him. Did they protect him? No. So what were they doing? What's your argument, Cody Carnes? That this was what, back in the 60s, and you care now? Where were you when George Floyd was killed, or Jacob Blake was shot? And I don't care if Jacob Blake was a rapist or not. You don't see. I don't hear you say that about those white people who commit rape, far worse than Jacob Blake would ever do. So I don't want to hear about that excuse. Like we're the worst men in society. It just drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, and another thing. Where were Cody Carnes and Terry Job at when Boston John was shot? And he was a Christian too. Where were they at? Where were they, Forecast Radio? That's what I want to know. Where were they at?
Well, I mean, yeah, I say this, and then I'm gonna let you go because, like, I'm not gonna be.
I never heard a peep from them. Boston John was shot in his own apartment.
Yeah. And well, all right, yeah, I thank you for calling in. I'm gonna let you go, but I'm gonna answer what you said, and then I'm gonna let Bakari give his answer. But yeah, thank you for calling in.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Well, you know, as far as like, that's what I was saying about the whole Christian thing. They enslaved you literally in the name of Christianity with the doctrine of discovery. If you didn't bow down to their deities, their gods, then you are a savage, and that still applies today. And there was a time, and that's where a lot of black people get like messed up, because right, there was a time, like, it was a woman named something Grind something. I have the Elizabeth Grindstead or something, and she was able to win her freedom based off the fact that she was a Christian. And there was a brief time that said, you know, if you were a black Christian and you was accepted the ways of the Englishmen, you could be granted freedom. But then that ended in like the 1600s, after like 20 some years, because they needed you to be slaves. And they literally passed the law that said you cannot baptism, a black person getting baptized cannot save you from enslavement, because people don't even know they broke their own rules. The rules are, you can't enslave, a Christian can't enslave another Christian for life, a Muslim can't enslave another Muslim for life. But the thing is, can you be a Christian if you're not even a human, if you're nothing but a savage? Because they went against their own laws. And then you got the KKK, which is a Christian organization. Like, that's what people have to realize. You're praying. I hope you're not praying to the same God, because I'm starting to wonder, who does this God prayers does he answer first? Because if one person is praying to a Jesus and saying, can you give me freedom and liberation, and another person is praying, can you give me slaves and somebody that'll keep themselves in perpetual servitude, only one of those prayers can be answered. And so far, we're not doing too good, you know. So then why are you going to ask, like, where are these preachers at? You see Joel Osteen, when people was like dying and getting flooded out, he's talking about, oh, I can't have nobody in my church till he got called out. I mean, and then people give their money to these organizations. And then, like, there was a time in the black community where the church was used to meet, to gather, to because it was like a crime for like 2 or 3 black people. It was a gang, and they used the church for reasons to organize themselves. They was not against fighting back, you understand? So like, the church developed into something even in our own communities, where people donate a lot of money, and I can't say all churches, but a lot of churches is not putting that money back in our communities. You know what I'm saying? So like, we can't even worry about where these white and angelic, or, you know, whatever, because most of them are Trump voters, Trump supporters. Those are who those people are. Like, I mean, like, it's just like, Christianity is nothing but the name of it, you know. But Bakari,
You know what you said when you said prayers being answered? I like to quote Dr. John Henry Clarke. How can a slave and a slave master pray to the same God and expect their prayers to be answered? That's how Dr. John Henry Clark said. That's the quote. I know that's what you were saying, and I know that's what you said, but I was quoting Dr. John Henry Clark. Jerome Davis, I don't know who those people are you talking about. Carrie Joby and Cody Carnes, they were probably at home eating soup, not canned. And see, and that's one of the problems. That's one of the things we have to understand, right? We have to stop looking for love, right? Want them to love us as a human, see us as this. No, but we got to want respect. Those preachers, none of those white preachers and all that, they don't respect you. See, our problem is we won't like. Respect go further than like and love. Much rather be respected, right? And the respect that we want and desire actually have to come from us. It actually have to start with us. And once we understand, right? Because see, those white preachers, right? Jerome Davis, those white preachers, those names you called, right? You know, I'm not going to even mention them, right? So where were the Creflo Dollars? Where were the TD Jakes? See, we too concerned about other people caring about us. What about the people? What about our people? And I know, look, I actually know people personally that paid $30 for tickets to go see Joel Osteen speak or whatever the hell it is he do, right? I know our people go to those folks, right? Everybody use us, right? So, but I'm gonna ask, where are our people who's getting rich off us as well? You understand? I ain't gonna say forget to leave those people out if they taking money from our people, right? Yes, Jerome Davis, because I'm looking in the chat while I talk. Silence is compliance. You are correct. So they are silent because they're okay with it. It's not their people.
But yeah,
And
but
just like,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. But I'm saying like it's that like religious stuff that like yo, what was that dude that got all them people to kill themselves? Like wasn't that like mostly black people that killed themselves? I don't know too much about it.
Yeah, Jim Jones.
Yeah. Like wasn't that like some religious stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know who his security was, right?
Who?
The Nation of Islam was his security.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Look, I used to have the whole thing saved, man, but I broke my tablet. So I don't even like talking about it because I can't find it, but I got to mention this. He used to preach in the Nation of Islam mosque sometime. He was singing, I got Muslims, I got Muslims, I got Muslims on my side. They call me God because I remind them of Master Fraud Muhammad. Yeah. Okay, but I digress.
Yeah, I ain't know that. That's crazy.
All people got to do is look it up. They can find it. But see, this is the thing. They're supposed to be silent. That's why I said we supposed to be silent. Whatever they was going through in that courtroom. That's not our business. Stop jumping in other people's business. Stop allowing our emotions to control us when we are supposed to control our emotions. What I say is we live inside of our emotions, right? But we're supposed to be on the outside of our emotions. As long as we live inside of the emotions control us. But if we get on the outside of that little box called emotions, we can see them and we control the emotions. We can't get so emotional all the time. We can't see, they know what we are going to do, right? Just like Jerome Davis just put in the chat, silence is compliance. That sounds like some people, and I ain't knocking him. Don't get it twisted. I ain't saying nothing negative about you, right? But that sounds like somebody wrote on a sign who's out marching, asking people to understand that we are human too, right? Black Lives Matter. Even before people figured out what it was, I told people I would never say that. And they would say, why? And I'm going to say it, I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. Because I know my life matter. You know your life matter. Who are we trying to get to understand our life matter? And if our lives truly matter to us, will we sit back and let the things happen to us that happen to us? Right? So when they come at you, even at on it, putting the strike, on your YouTube channel, right? I never got a strike, but I've had a couple times people said something to me, right? I don't know if it was a strike or not. I did have one time. I couldn't do a live show for about 2 weeks. But anyway, I forget what
Yeah, that's a strike.
yeah, I guess I had a strike then. But I forget what I said. But anyway, right? I don't care about them, right? I care about us. And that's what we have to start doing, caring about us. And if we care about us, we will make a difference. Stop looking to the outside, hoping somebody can, they just need to see me as human. Stop hoping somebody see you as something. Do you know you're human? Do you know you're a damn man? Matter of fact, do you know, I ain't gonna say human, because the human is a species that covers a lot of different things. Do you know that you are the only pure Homo sapien? Huh? That's anatomically correct humans. That's what we are today. We are the Homo sapien. See, they trick us with that human stuff because everybody is a human, but everybody is not pure Homo sapien. So let's stop hoping they see us a certain way. How do we see us? Can anybody answer that question in the chat? How do you see us? Jerome Davis, how do you see us? We're not going to be quiet. But I'm telling you, more than this is going to happen, and we need to start being prepared. We need to start being prepared for what's going to happen. How many people in the chat preparing for when ain't no more food on the shelves? How many people in the chat is training, is making sure you can protect yourself? Huh? Forecast, do you remember when they cut Facebook and YouTube off for about 48 hours at the same time?
Yeah, and it's crazy. I ain't even know until the end.
Now watch this. If they can cut Facebook and YouTube off, do you think they can do the same thing with the cell phone?
Yeah, they probably will.
So if they can do it with Facebook, YouTube, and the cell phone, who out here have a CB radio so we can stay in touch?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I've mentioned this, and I got my one friend who's been taking it. How many of us have signed up for the damn ham classes? So we can have a radio so we can know what's going on. Stop looking at them bastards that look at us a certain way. Stop looking at them bastards as the savior. I'm not knocking nobody's religion. If your religion make you good, use it. Be a good person. But if you ain't using it for the liberation of your people, you can throw it, as Dr. John Henry Clark say, throw it in the ash can of history. But if you using it and it making you a good person, you got to use it for the liberation of yourself and your people. Because a lot of people don't know. Go back and read the Papa's Bull. You know who said, go get the Africans and make them slaves? You know who said that?
Pope or yeah, the
Pope.
Pope.
Pope. The Pope said it. If you're going to read it, blacken it up. Not make yourself a Hebrew and we stand alone and we with everybody. Not, well, I'm a Moor. No. So we can be together as one. I can and I will tell everybody this. We have to cross tribal lines. Now I'm going to ask that question. Who's going to cross tribal lines? Anybody in the chat, a Christian, a Muslim, a Moor, a Hebrew, a Crip, a Blood? Any of y'all in the chat, a GD, a Vice Lord? Any of y'all in the chat? Huh? Any of y'all? A rapper from the West Coast, a rapper from the East Coast, a rapper from, because all them different sets of rappers from down south? Huh? Any of y'all in the chat? Let's cross tribal lines and just look at one another. You know what? We African people. Don't care what we call ourselves, we're African people, and we have the same damn problem. Huh? Who ready to cross tribal lines? Who's ready to cross tribal lines? Jerome Davis, I'm reading your stuff and I hear you. You just said reparations. 400 years. They ain't gave it to us yet. I'm going to pass the mic when I say this. We got to look at one another and say it's time to do internal reparations. And if you want to understand what internal reparations is after the forecast speak, I'll explain it to you. I give the mic.
All right, yeah, and let me say this, cause like I was doing the show because like they blocked me. I said I couldn't do it for a week, so I just did it anyway. Just cause. But you definitely speak to the larger point of like what I'm trying to make here, like as far as are you prepared for what's going down? Because guess what? It's already going. It went down already, and if you wasn't, it's almost past the point of getting prepared. You understand? And like, just to answer your question, how do we see ourselves? Right? I think that we see ourselves through trauma. Like we would fail the black doll test as a collective. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody keeps telling the same lie over and over and over and over, not only do they believe the lie, then we start believing the lie. Like if you see a black man walking down the street or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just imagine it. Like, first of all, if you see two white boys walking down the street, right? You aren't gonna have that same level. Like, just imagine two white boys coming down. Like, what are you gonna do? But you have a black man, God forbid if you have dreads or something, and a white tee, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be clutching your purse just like that white girl. You know what I'm saying? Just like that white boy. You know what I'm saying? Like we see ourselves through that thing. And that's why I was talking about the point of the Jim Jones thing. We are emotional. You know what I'm saying? We are so emotional, we can get caught up in stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And like you mentioned, like people are addicted to like the drama or whatever. And it's more than that because that's why I brought like the white boy on the show. You know what I'm saying? I like to because people that's what people wanted to see. Okay, fine, but no, that wasn't good enough. And that's why I got a shout out to my sister Blue, like for sure, and definitely shout out Bakari. But people were still against that. You know what I'm saying? They calling him sir. People are talking about, oh, you disrespected him, like all kinds of stuff. And it's not so much of they want to see drama. They want to see drama between two black people going at it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what society wants to see us fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole point of all of it. And like Jerome Davis and like in much respect because Jerome Davis been listening for a long time. And like when he said if they cared about black people, they would put their tithes and offerings into a collection plate. But if we cared about black people, then we would be putting our tithes and offerings into a collection plate off of something that we built together as a unit. Whether we break those units down and then work together, whether you do it individually and then go work with another group, because guess what? Like when we talking about the stuff that we're talking about, um, hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna pass the mic to you, Bakari, real quick. Go ahead.
Jerome Davis said he don't expect him. Yep, you're right. Don't expect him to put nothing in the collection plate for our reparations, right? How many black people in this country, right? 50 million African, American born Africans, 50 million, right? And let's say we're going to add to 5, 6 million. That's not from here. That's immigrants, right? Right? Let's say we decide to say out of that 50, 55 million, let's say 20 million of us say, you know what? We know we deserve reparations. And 20 million black people, think about this, put in a pot $10 a month. How much is that? 10 times 20. 200. So there's 200 million in 1 month, right? So if it's 200 million in 1 month, and then 12 months in a year. Hey, who got their calculator? Go ahead and multiply 200 times 12, right? What's 200 times 12? I'm a little slow right now. Shit. Let me see. I'm gonna tell you. Something to show you how what we're asking other people to do for us, right? What we can do ourselves, right? So let me find this right here. Give me 1 second. There's 20 million, right? $240 million. Damn, I should have known that in a year, right? So let's say we do that for, I'm just throwing out a number. Let's say we do that for 5 years. So then you multiply that 240 million times 5. Now we have already started to give ourselves reparations. Do you know anybody that we can trust once we set this account up to start doing that? Who within 5 years we can start handing out money, taking care of our people? Now you see how 20 million is a huge number. But do you see how simple that was to come up with so we can start giving to ourselves? Think about that. Have it in a black bank. Think about that. A black bank that's going to give us business loans, not just a bank because they're black, but a black bank that's looking out for the black community. Then we start giving ourselves reparations. Or we can come together in business and do stuff together, listen to one another, work with one another, help one another out. Transportation industry. That's not the only industry, but that's the one I'm focused on now. Stuff like Brandon Baxter sent me. We need the tweet card to do certain things. What is it? An exterminator business. What he said he's starting to do. Trash company. Then not only are we creating reparations and help one another out, the person that owned the trash company is keeping the community clean. There's things we can do without waiting on them to do it. Because as long as we wait on them to do it, we just gonna be waiting.
Hey, and I don't mean to cut you off, Bakari, but I definitely got to say this. Like I got to shout out to Blue real quick. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, send her positive energy. Like her mom, she said her mom just got admitted into the hospital. So I gotta hit her up after we get off here and find out what's going on. But I just had to shout her out and you know say say that everybody send her positive energy. So
Ask her if there's anything. Well, I'll shoot her a text and ask her if there's anything. I know I'm always in a different state, but if there's anything I can do, let me know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I'm gonna talk to her after we finish. But like, that's my point. Like you was just saying, like we waiting and waiting. Like, yo, I mean, look around. Like people is like dying and like going down. People is getting sick. Like life is changing right before our eyes. Like, how much more is it gonna take? Like my mom, she has to take insulin all the time, and if something happens and she can't get insulin, what do you think is gonna happen? And we sitting here worrying about what other people is saying, what other people is doing. Then you get on here, you have people trying to twist your words and argue with you over irrelevant stuff. But then you look and they won't even address the real issues. Like I make these videos to actually make people mad, and they do their job. But that's not the thing that we should be mad about. That's just one of the symptoms. The symptoms is the lack of health, where we not having our parents be 100, 120 years old like they probably should be. We don't have the opportunity to give our children the financial start that they need. Warren Buffett, dad had his own stuff. Like he gave Warren Buffett a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? All of these people, they didn't just start off in the projects. You know what I'm saying? They had something. You understand? And it's time for us to start making these generational changes. And we still sitting here waiting for the sky to crack. But our people is still going down left and right. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to a funeral and then you see crazy stuff like, but then you see the generations coming up behind them and then they're feeding into the same drama. How long is it going to take us to stop getting on this? Of course, they're going to ban my channel for talking about the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're supposed to do. But I'm tired of what they are doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is other people not tired of what they're doing? Like, what is it going to take for us to like actually do something? You understand? Like our parents should not be going through the things that they're going through. Our children should not be going through the things that they're going through. We shouldn't be going through the things that we're going through. And then after all this, they're going to try to block our channels. They try to block our movements. They try to kill our leaders and take them out. You know what I'm saying? Not only kill them, but try to erase them from history. You know what I'm saying? But we are them and they can't kill us. And that's the thing we have to remember. There is no power outside of you praying to something outside of yourself. You are that power. Because as long as they can convince you that power is outside of you, then they got you, because you always looking to somebody else to save you. You are the strength that you need. You know what I'm saying? You are the idea that you waiting on, like on doing. That's the idea probably we need for liberation. You know what I'm saying? Like Bakari with his trucking industry, that is liberation. You know what I'm saying? It's not some speech. It's not like arguing with each other on YouTube. And it's us, like, what else do we got to lose? Like, we lost everything. You know what I'm saying? People died. You know what I'm saying? Languages is lost. Minds, whole traditions is lost. Whole systems is lost. What else do it take for you to get mad enough to do something? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah. What is it gonna take? You know what it's gonna take? Believe it or
what?
not, you know what it's gonna take?
What?
For some white people to kill some more white people. It sounds crazy and you're laughing, but I'm just gonna go right back to that trial that everybody been talking about.
I'm laughing to keep from crying, Bakari.
They saw the white supremacy in that. We need to call out the white supremacy judge. Think about how many black people. You understand? It's a whole lot of black people that have said that, right?
Do black people know who Judge Olu Stevens is?
Probably not.
He was a black judge who didn't let a black defendant have an all-white jury, and he got in trouble for it. Was people mad about that?
Didn't hear nobody talking about it. Maybe we need to do a show about it. When did that happen?
Well, it was like a while ago now, because I was talking about when I first started, like
That's okay. How long ago it's been? Was it
probably
10
like
years?
probably like 2018, 2019.
And that's something we need to do because black folks didn't stand up for that. I didn't hear nobody talking about that. So we need to talk about it. But see, we got all these fakes, and I'm gonna tell you something. I'll call people fake, and I'll show my face when I do it, right? So let me show y'all something, right? You saw the video I put up on my channel the other day, me inside the black restaurant. Did you see that forecast?
Yeah, I saw that one.
If y'all go through my channel, you'll see me talking out to black businesses. You see me with the Team Black book drive, giving out books to the black youth. Now, trust me, I'm not saying, oh, I should be the ultimate leader. But what I'm saying is, and I don't want nobody to follow me, folks need to work together. But what I'm saying is, we follow these people on YouTube who you ain't gonna ever see nowhere doing nothing. But the people in the street don't get the same respect. You understand what I'm saying? When they went down to the Rayshard Brooks rally. I'm gonna text my son, see if he gonna come in here right quick. It was me. I was out there, didn't record this, couldn't. But it was me who had us out there standing off with the police, telling them their time is coming. We gonna get our back. Cause y'all gonna stop this bullshit. You understand? When they did the what is it called? The Juneteenth celebration here. Right after that, right? They did a drive-by in Atlanta. Some white folks did a drive-by. As soon as the fireworks went off, right in front of the same place where they shot Rayshard Brooks. White people in a car do a drive, pop, 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 hit like 2, 3 people in the leg. The black people bust back. Ain't nobody talk about that. But you know who was down there the next day with his shit? But you know who was down there preparing, getting ready? See, this is the thing. The only reason I have a YouTube channel, because I stand in the streets and talk about the shit I talk about, because somebody asked me, about 3 people asked me to get YouTube channels. And they watch me in this chat. They come to my channel and watch me. So your message, because this is, I stand in the streets and do this. But these people on YouTube who know how to play on black people emotions, black people tend to follow them for whatever reason. For whatever reason. And you're following them. And you know where they are. And you know when you follow people like that, forecast, you know what a revolution is? The revolution is in your house on a computer. Because they ain't trying to get in the streets and create a revolution. They're not trying to get in the streets and create a revolution. See, a lot of stuff we go through, we can stop. But we're not going to stop it unless we come together and we get out here, right? The way that the NFAC came out and they marched. Now, I don't want to ask, I told people I'm not asking for a permit to march. It's legal to carry guns. It's legal for us to get together. We can just get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 of us suited and booted, bulletproof vests and whatever, and go march. And we go march. We don't just get on the streets. We don't go march and talk to the mountain in Stone Mountain, Georgia. And trust me, I'm not knocking them brothers, because what made them known was the way they went and stood up in front of that pole. See, a lot of people don't know that, and the ones that did try to reject it. What made them known was how when they killed Ahmaud Arbery, the NFAC went and stood in front of the police house, booted and suited, and wouldn't even let them get food. People couldn't even deliver them food. They were turning everybody away. See, a lot of people don't know that. Did you know that, forecast? That's how they got known?
No.
Yeah, they went and stood in front of their house with they. So you better not come. They wouldn't come out that house. Couldn't no food go to the house. They couldn't order food. Every time something came, they was running them away. Police came.
No, I was just yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah, go ahead.
The police came, and there was so many brothers out there, suited and booted. The police bagged down the street and told one of the guys, and told him in the house, there's nothing we can do. They ain't breaking no law. We ain't coming down there. That right there should have been enough to let us know the power that we have if we decide to stick together. That should have let us know that, but we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk. You know, if it was us, this what they'll do to us. Well, they didn't do it to them. And I'm talking, when I say them, they didn't do it to those black people. They didn't do it then. And they went out there holding up no signs. They was out there bulletproof vests, suited up, face covered up, in their ammunition and weapons on it. And they better not come out that house, and nobody came out. The police came around there and saw it and bagged back down the street. It was too many. They ain't want none of that. So they told them they ain't doing nothing wrong. It's not illegal for them to carry weapons. But we still hold on to what they're going to do to us. A defeated mentality. Oh, won't they love us? A defeated mentality. Won't they see us as human? A defeated mentality. Huh? The question is not what are they going to do. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, what are you going to do? Look in the mirror and ask yourself, are you ready to cross tribal lines? Huh? Ask yourself, are you ready to be part of this 3 million black people? Because that's about all it's going to be. Are you ready to be part of these 3 million American-born Africans? They're ready to make a change. That's what we have to do. And if we don't do that, our kids, our grandkids, great-grandkids, great, will be holding this conversation 400 years from now. And you know what they're going to be saying? We've been going through this shit for 800 years. When we right now today have the ability to stop it. Revolution come in a whole lot of forms. First revolution is that economic revolution. Support black business revolution. Don't let the TV tell you to support black business. Because black people been saying that forever. Don't give them credit for what we've been talking about doing. How many people ain't going shopping on Black Friday? Huh? And if you decide to go shopping on Black Friday, how many of y'all know a black business you can go to and shop at on Black Friday? I'm just saying. Huh? You want the revolution. You want things to change. You want reparations. We want respect. Stop trying to change them. We change ourselves. Stop asking them for reparations. We give ourselves reparations. Stop asking them to respect you and we respect us. And once we respect us, we're going to stop everybody else from disrespecting us. See how that sounds? See how that works? That's the beginning of the revolution. Huh? That's the beginning of the revolution. Take them ham radio classes so we can stay in touch. How many of us, because if they shut off, back to this, watch this forecast. Remember we were talking about they shut off Facebook, YouTube, same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we said they can shut off the telephones, right?
Yeah.
What if they decide to shut off the power?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they could anytime.
So how many people in the chat know how to get a marine battery and run at least one room of your house electricity? Huh?
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
See, those are the type of class we need to talk about. That's the stuff we need to do. We need to get it. I mean, maybe I just need to get that marine battery and show you and show us and hook up a fan to it so we can see it working. Huh?
Yeah, that'd be a good video.
How many of us can do that? How many of us can do that? Then take the fan apart loose and hook up one of these electric heaters to it, hook the microwave up to it. Huh? How many of us can do that? They got us locked in tight. We've been talking about water, needing water filters. Do we know there's a black-owned water filter company? Black guy graduated from HBCU. Matter of fact, remember I did a show about that. I don't know if you was around, Focat. Erica Howard, you remember that show? The black guy, Jackson, Mississippi. You can look at created the straw where you can drink water with the straw. It got a filter in it, clean out the water. Huh? So I'm just saying, while we looking to the outside, wanting love from somebody else, wanting somebody else to give us, I'm not saying whether it's old or not. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they're not giving. After all these years, they've shown you that. So if they're not giving and we know it's ours, what are we going to do? If they're not giving, how do we get? We give to ourselves. Huh? We work together. Huh? I'll yield the mic.
Yeah, Bakari, that's all facts right there. And before we wrap it up, cause I wanna hit Blue up, make sure everything good with her. And you say like where is the revolution going to be at? Revolution needs to be everywhere that we are. You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying, Bakari, it's things that we have to know because guess what? That time is on us right now. Right? Companies are saying, and this is a personal choice of yours, but apparently it's not, but it's your own choice. I'm not saying do or don't, But if you don't get a vaccine, then you can't work for a company. You're soon going to be starved out. You understand? So that time is already upon us. Do you know somebody who can grow their own food? Do you know somebody who can do this own stuff? Like, because this is just a small thing. Them blacking my channel and not letting me post something on YouTube or whatever. This is just a little thing. But that's how they control society in every single aspect of it. The little things are also the big things because they can starve me out when it comes to food. They can tell me I can't go to the store unless I take this shot, right? They can tell me I can't do a whole bunch of things. I can't take a flight. I can't go to this restaurant. I can't do anything unless I take this shot. Or I can't get on YouTube unless I follow their guidelines and only say the N-word, only go after black people and not talk about racism towards us from other communities because we don't have our own website. And that's just something that's small that we can all in this chat room right now contribute to. You know what I'm saying? And we're wasting time because, like Bakari said, there'll be 900 years and we'll be saying, oh, how are we still in this position? I don't know what the topic will be, black people who are 5'9" versus black people who are 5'4", because we'll find those kind of things to argue about, right? Instead of sitting down talking about, well, this is an area that we need, right? Because the revolution is everything. Like you said, the first step is economics. You build your own economy. You don't need somebody else for anything. You can do whatever you want. But guess what? They need you in their economy to keep it running, right? Not as to pay you or nothing like that. But, now with technology, everything is changing. You know what I'm saying? Now people are going to be out of a job. You're not going to have anywhere to go, and let these be lessons for us to learn, right? Because at any time you could get blocked out or anything, and we have responsibilities. I don't know if you got a family, you have a wife, or a husband, children, or whatever. But what are you going to do? Are you prepared for getting fired tomorrow? Are you going to be able to take care of them? You know what I'm saying? If God forbid something should happen to you, are they going to be okay? Can they even bury you? See, we don't think about the generations that come after us. And really, that's the way that wars are won, because we are in a war. You know what I'm saying? But we don't understand that. And that's why we have to be us first, for us, by us. You know what I'm saying? Even if we got to go back to the food saying. You know what I'm saying? We are all we got. And if we don't start getting on code, right, we're going to continue the same thing. We don't know the diets we're supposed to have, right? We don't know the natural stuff that grows out of the ground, because everything is, processed and all of this kind of stuff. Everything in the society is designed to kill you. Not everything, but you know what I mean, right? But you aren't educated, let alone on your history and who you are, right? But your body in particular. Like Blue always say, consult a doctor before you start doing all this extra stuff. But we will bleach our skin. We will get artificial body parts. You know what I'm saying? We will do everything to get accepted in every other group, and all while trying to escape who we are, but we can never escape it, right? And that's why we keep ending up here. But before I go on another rant, because I don't even know where I'm going with that. Bakar, you can go in as long as you want, and then I'm gonna post your channel back again. I put the Black Businesses video you put up in there, but I'm gonna post your channel too.
Oh, okay. Thank you for putting it in there. I ain't gonna be long because it's about time for me to get off here and go to bed. Got to get up in the morning before I get me some days off. Oh yeah, man, I'm on the verge of getting my truck too, man. First of next year, that's what I'm banking. It's a possibly I can get it before then, but I think I'm gonna wait to make sure, because I've made me some connections. Right? So when you say the economic revolution, that's what we have to do. See, we can complain about this system, but we're in the system. So let's use the system to build ourselves up. I have a show coming this week. I got to hit up Brandon Baxter to see if he want to come on, because I want him to come back and talk about some of the things that he was talking about. And I have someone that we can relate to because we see him on our panel sometime, right? Cutter. Let him come on because remember we was talking about an investment group for Team Black, right? I'm gonna let Cutter come on and show how Bitcoin has changed his financial situation. I'm saying Bitcoin. He don't even invest in Bitcoin. I need to stop doing that. I just call all cryptocurrency Bitcoin, in which I know that is wrong. But but how cryptocurrency has changed his financial situation, and he's saying the next 5 years he's gonna be able to completely retire. So those are the things that we're gonna have to look at, right? And of course, I'm gonna talk about the transportation industry because that's what I'm into, right? So if anybody else, there's other businesses, man. Like, don't let nobody shame you for saying you have a maid service. Remember, we used to have those jobs sold up, but then all of a sudden, it became a big business. Now white people and Mexicans run it. What happened to our women that would make? We can run those businesses. There's nothing wrong with owning a maid service. You understand? There's nothing wrong with, I'm telling you, another industry that's growing quick. I don't know what you into or what you like, but I'm just saying, look into garbage can cleaning is one of the fastest growing industries. Everybody love dogs. Look into being a pooper scooper. Just go look and see how much money they making going out here to these damn dog parks, getting contracts, picking up dog mess. You pick up dog mess anyway because you're picking up your dog. You might as well pick up a few more dog mess for some cash. I'm just saying, there's things that we can do. Let's stop looking at them to give us. Let's stop looking at them as the gold standard, right? I'm not saying if you're fighting for reparations, I'm not saying don't fight for reparations if that's your fight, but don't sit back and wait on it because we have to move now. Robert X put in the chat, it's time to learn prepping. Ross said, Sister Ross said, it's past time. And I absolutely agree. We have to. And even on this YouTube, we meet people from different states. We have to come up with a way to meet each other in person. Now is the time for us to start planning that because it's cold. Ain't nobody going nowhere now. We have the B1 list at gmail.com. Put in the chat forecast, the B1 list at gmail.com. And if you want to be a part of Team Black and understand what we're doing, hit it up. And we're going to use that email so we can set up a place where we can meet and get together. We can just go to the park and do what Black people do while we meet. Let's just go down barbecue, fry some fish, play some spades, play some dominoes while we are discussing what we're going to do. Huh? It's going to be a serious meeting, but we're going to have fun at the same time. Those are the things that we have to do because we hit that B1 list at gmail.com because we have an investment group that we have been working on and talking about. And Cutter, when he come on and he talk, y'all going to see why we are going to the cryptocurrency. Huh? Those are some things that we got to do. Not need to do, not must do, things that we have to do. Things that we have to do. No if, no ands, no buts, no maybes. If we don't do it, we gonna be worse off. It's time for us to stop fighting each other at the bottom so we can be the best at the bottom. It's time for us to come together, be a ladder so we can build one another up and we become a global people everywhere around this world. We got our brothers and sisters from here. If y'all go to look at Afro Think Tank channel, Pan Africanism Strike Back channel, we got brothers and sisters leaving here, going to the continent, creating businesses over there. So there goes the end right there. That's where the resources at. The rest of the world go there and get them. Why don't we go over there and deal with our family? We don't want to exploit them. Why don't we go deal with our cousins and work together? We got to do something. We have to do it now. 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 Do it now. Garveyism or perish. It's Garveyism or perish. So look, it was some people in the forecast. I'm gonna say this. Thank you for letting me come on your panel. And if anybody in the chat had never heard of me, y'all have now. My name is Brother Bakari. My channel is my name is Bakari. My channel is Brother Bakari. Hit me up. Go check me out on YouTube. If I said something you like that you're interested in, you can subscribe. If not, you don't have to subscribe. Just come through and check me out sometime. You understand? And to you, Blue, I know I just sent you a text, but if you're listening, I hope your mom get well soon. I'm sending positive energy and love your way. I hope everything is okay. And if it's anything I can do, even though I'm in another state, just let me know and I'll do my best to get it done. Peace and one love to everybody.
Yeah, hey, and Bakari, and I know I've been telling Raw too. She emailed, she want to be, a part of stuff too. So we got to find a way to get her in on it, because I already know she with it.
Yeah, yeah. I normally let tell Blue to handle that, but she ain't I know right now she gonna have other things in her mind, so
Yeah,
we gonna have to figure out how to get everything together for Cass.
yeah, I know. Yeah, we work it out. Yeah, we that's why, it's a good thing, and people need to stop having that hatred towards, because if you work together, you know what I'm saying, people have different strengths, you know what I'm saying? Like Blue is like good at what she does. She's a good organizer. She's the truth, you know what I'm saying? That's my sister. So, but yeah, we definitely gonna get you in there, Ross. So shout out to you. And like we have stuff like the birthday challenge and all of that stuff right now. And like Blue has her thing, and I don't want to really say it right now because I don't know what she got going on. And so but there's a lot of stuff that we got going on with the B1 list, and I gotta figure out a way to where I can, like, because eventually I'm probably gonna make an app where I put all of this stuff, all this information, like all the videos I did, like, when I finish the book, have the book on there, I'm gonna eventually have to make an app or something like that. So, again, that's just more fields that we need to get into, the tech field, because technology is the wave of the future. You know what I'm saying? We are upon, like, probably people been talking about the new world order or whatever, and we haven't even conquered the old world order yet. So, this is a mindset that liberation has to be the only thing. You know what I'm saying? Like Bakari was saying, like, you have to have a revolutionary mindset, because if you don't, then you have to, then you're going to continue to be in the same situation. And of course, they're going to block my channels when I talk about hatred against us, because to me, and even in the appeals, they probably block my channel all the way. I'm like, this isn't hate speech, it's actually hate speech to silence me. So we see where you at, because I got tired of YouTube. I used to go to war with them a long time ago, but that's why we need our own avenues, man. We have to start coming together to build our own website so we can say, do, and pass all messages whenever we want. And Bakar, you mentioned the meeting in person, like, because that was the goal, and when Blue could get back, we're gonna start discussing that, because the plan was to start meeting people, like, coming up in the springtime, and like having events, even if it's just to get to know each other, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, to see each other in person. And that stuff is coming. So, like, that's another reason to be in touch with the email or whatever. So, like, we gonna start organizing all of these events, like, just to come together and do the stuff that we have to do. Ross says she an old woman. Now you're not old, Ross. And I got you, that's for sure. Like, you already with us, you know what I'm saying? Me and Bakari gotta just figure it out. But and then when Blue come back, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure everything will be all right. But like, we gotta find, like, neutral locations for everybody who's trying to be a part of what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So we can actually meet, and just, even if it's just that, So all of that stuff is coming up soon. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to you, Bakari. You got anything else to say?
No, I'm good, my man.
All right, yeah, I appreciate it, my brother, and thanks for coming on. And I appreciate all of y'all for subscribing. YouTube tried to say I can't go live, and I'm live. but that's just the kind of person I am. They tried to shut down Ida B. Wells, you know what I'm saying? When she put out the lynch law and exposed these white women and exposed how it's an economic war, like they burned her printing press down. They threatened that they would lynch her if they ever saw her again, but they didn't. So, it is what it is. I take it as a badge of honor that YouTube is hating, but thank all of y'all for still coming through, man. And thank Bakari for coming through. Shout out to Blue. Everybody send Blue some love, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Blue's mom, always loved her. She got nothing but respect. So cool, you know what I'm saying? Straight good woman. So shout out to Blue. And you already know it's all love. And as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we gonna keep falling for anything.